The only drug that I frequent, like casually, is weed. And before weed, or no, not before, with weed, I was also smoking tobacco, cigarettes, cigars. It's just very much so a prevalent part of the industry that I work in, and then also my friend group. And just getting a cigarette at a time is so, like, socially smoking turns into actually smoking, you guys. So stick with the social smoking, or just don't. Like, it's not gonna kill you just to breathe fresh air with your friends. So then, like I said, we get to about a month ago. And so about a month ago, I started dancing again out in New Orleans. And my first weekend back, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna quit smoking, like, altogether. And so I went cold turkey. I quit smoking everything. And at this time, I wasn't smoking cigarettes. I was smoking blacks. And I don't know if you know, but I'm here to tell you that blacks have more nicotine than one cigarette. Blacks have about as much nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. So when you quit them, your body's gonna go through very extreme shock and withdrawal. And so I went through very extreme shock and withdrawal that night at work. And I felt like anytime I quit smoking, one thing I can genuinely say is I always go through dumbass nausea. Like, I can't even eat. I gotta spend a week just drinking water because my body is not fucking with that. And I'm, niggas quitting smoking. I'm still quitting right now. I'm about to hit this roach in this conversation. Like I'm saying, I'm quitting every day. Every day is a quitting day, and I might be smoking a blunt, and I'm still quitting. I'm telling myself of the things that I'm doing. Speak it into reality. Fake it till you make it is basically the point. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna quit cold turkey. So I quit smoking, I quit everything, and then I went and got an IV hydration fluid because I knew that my body didn't have all the nourishment that it needed to continue and go to work. And so with that being the case, I was like, I just want to make sure I'm extra good at work. And so I went and got the IV fluid for hydration, and then that night I was drinking. You know what I'm saying? If I'm honest, I want to say I had maybe 5 drinks, right? But 5 drinks and only a smoothie that day wasn't gonna work out. But I never had no problem being at work before being able to just casually throw up and continue the day. You know what I'm saying? Which that is also a prevalent thing that us night workers need to work on, is the alcohol consumption. Now, I have genuinely been able to stop. I only drink at work. So now I don't drink at all at work. And that's not, I'm not continually quitting with that. That's an easy thing. Drop, pick up, drop, pick up. I don't even take shots because I have been like vegan, vegetarian, all the forms of ism since I was like 15. And so my stomach has never had the grease lining or whatever lining it is that you need to like be able to take that shit. It literally feels like I'm drinking rubber alcohol and I'm pouring it into my esophagus and throat every single time. So I've never taken shots. I only do sugary drinks. Like it need to taste like juice or I'm not gonna drink. So that's what lets me know that I don't like it. That's one of the reasons why I don't eat meat, is because if you don't like it without seasoning, you don't fucking like it. So that's how I feel. I like weed in papers, in pipes, in bongs, in gauze, in natural leaves, regular leaves, hemp rolls, pipes. Did I say that? Anything. Apples, fruit, rose petals, regular flower petals, anything that you can smoke marijuana in. I like the feeling of weed. So anyway, that first night I had drank a little bit, and then I went. I had a good night. I drove home. It wasn't even like I made it home. I didn't even feel bad. I felt like I was on a high of hydration because I had went and got the IV thing. So like even drinking, I didn't even feel drunk, right? And so then I get home and I take a shower. Like it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Like I'm still lit. Like I'm taking a shower, having a good time. I get in the bed and I'm laying down. I wake up, and also just a fun fact about myself is I always panic. I cry. I do all of my like tripping out while I'm asleep. Like I do this thing too where I chew my mouth. Like it sounds like that, but my mouth is closed while I'm sleeping. It's bruxism is what it's called. And I'm still working on it. It's like a stress thing or whatever. But yeah, I do everything that's wrong when I'm asleep, because during the day I don't give myself enough conscious time to not be okay. I'm always on go or handle or fix. I'm always trying to do better and do things for the world without acknowledging that I'm not okay. I am not okay. And it's just that, nothing else. So, anyway, that night, I end up waking up out of my sleep and my heart is fucking pounding. And I can feel it. Like, I feel like something, and you know how motherfuckers be saying shit like, I feel like I'm panicking. No, like, I'm telling you, I can feel my heart and it feel like something is wrong. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just sleep it off, you know what I'm saying? And keep in mind, it's cold as fuck in the room, but I'm drenched in sweat. Like, I'm sweating, right? So I'm like, this is very fast hangover effects. Like, it might have been like an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's like, I just didn't know what was going on. So, and then I'm also shaking. I'm shaking really bad, and I have extreme nausea. Like, I can feel the mucus building up in my throat to throw up, but there's nothing to throw up, and I just am gagging like spit and shit. So we get to the morning time, and I actually can't even walk, barely. So I'm like taken to the hospital. So I go to the hospital, I'm at the hospital, and turns out my heart was palpitating, my electrolytes were extremely diminished, and my vitamins. And then I think those were the only like major, extreme dehydration, and I think that's the same thing as the electrolyte shit. And then my body temperature, the lady thought that the fucking machine was broken because she checked my temperature 4 separate times. She checked 6 separate times, each spot twice. So she did both my armpits and my asshole, and she got 3 different machines. And each time my temperature was 94 degrees. It was like my body was slowly dying. Like, I was losing heat. On top of the fact that my heart was like, when I sat in the bed or whatever, the lady was like, your heart's beating fine. I was like, I'm telling you, something's wrong. She's like, maybe it just feels like something's wrong. So then she left the room, and then she came back and she was like, did her heart just drop that fast? And so then I'm like, I'm about to pass the fuck out. I'm like, she's trying to scare me. That's all this is. She just none of them expected my rates to be that crazy. And so they did a bunch of blood work. Like, they checked for everything to make sure that it wasn't like underlying diabetes or some dumb shit. And they found nothing wrong besides malnourishment. And so yeah, there's that, and shock from withdrawal. The doctor almost didn't even believe me. He thought that we thought that I had either been drugged at work or like was on street drugs. Like, he thought that he was gonna find cocaine or fucking K in my system. And I was like, I don't do any of that shit. So I smoke weed. That's it, sir. He was like, well, weed shouldn't make this happen. And I was like, well, you the fuck tell me. You tell me, sir. What the fuck? We supposed to brainstorm together? So then we get to, what is it called? I just get to the fact that I need to acknowledge, like, after this whole event, it had to have been more than just quitting weed, right? So with all the things that have been going on, like, directly in my life, I needed to, like, I'm going through a heartbreak. My heart is broken. And I was really gonna just forget this. So I'm just gonna act like none of this shit happened altogether, because this is too the fuck much for me. And at the time, my body was like, yeah, I get it. I get that you want to let it go, but it's going through you. It's not gonna go around you. And so my heart was like, hello. And so I just acknowledged the fact that I wasn't okay, right? And so my heart has been fine since, and I don't smoke nearly as much as I was, because I was smoking, like, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4 blunts a day. And that's coming off of the fact that whenever I first started smoking, the reason I started smoking the heaviest is because 3 years ago I broke my neck in a car wreck. And so I was on muscle relaxers, nerve relaxers, and hydrocodone, and I had lost 30 pounds in a month. And because the food, you have to eat to take the medicine, but then the medicine takes away your appetite, so then you just end up throwing everything up. And so yeah, I lost 30 pounds in a month. I went from 165 to 135, and I was just like, I don't feel like this is healthy. And so I stopped doing all of the drugs with a broke ass neck and a brace, and I said, I'm gonna smoke weed. And so I smoked, I want to say, like 8 blunts a day. And for a while, It really worked. It helped me deal with the pain that I was dealing with. It helped me deal with the lack of sleep that I couldn't go through, because I couldn't sleep because I had only been sleeping on my stomach my entire life. And so when I broke my neck, I couldn't turn my head anymore. So I had to relearn how to sleep on my side with like pillows and like creviced and conjuncted areas so that I could lay down comfortably. And then the only thing that helped me go to sleep was weed, because I couldn't sleep. And I think also one of the reasons that I couldn't sleep was because psychologically my body was fucked up with the fact that I had passed out for the car wreck, and so my body had just woke up, and then I had a broken neck, 2 screws and a wire in my neck, and I was literally like the most natural nigga that I knew. And so I really have felt like for a second that I had been like raped in my neck. So the first weekend passes, and it scared the fuck out of me. But I was like, malnourishment, we can fix that. I'm going back to work. And so I started drinking water, and I just slowed down the amount of smoking that I was doing. And so I want to say I smoked like once a week at this point, right? Once a week, maybe twice a week, whenever I was with friends type of energy, like versus going out and like I'm rolling to wake up, because not to wake up, but I like being awake and bake. That's what you're supposed to do. Shit, I learned how to actually smoke, okay? And now I'm realizing those come with actual problems. So, that was the first weekend. So then, I'm going to take a second to think about what else has happened. Oh, so that was the first weekend, right? So then the second weekend, I'm leaving work, I'm at one of my friends' houses, and I'm taking a shit. I look back at the fucking toilet, and there's like a toilet of blood, right? And I look like I started my period in that bitch, and I have a heavy ass flow. It looked like a nigga took a red towel and dropped it in the toilet and splattered it on the sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but then anywho, it looked like a New York art museum. That's what it looked like in the toilet. But I was really confused, because I had already had my period, and I don't have sex with, and not even, I'm currently not sexually active with men, so it's not like I could be accidental pregnant, or there's no miscarriage that's happening or anything like that. My asshole is just bleeding profusely, like a nigga had just poured fucking blood in the toilet. And so I'm like, wow, I'm dying. I think I'm gonna die. So I think I waited, because I was like, I can't do it, so I'm not going to the hospital. So I waited. The next day, it was still a little bloody in the toilet. So I was like, maybe it's going away, right? And so then I waited the next day. It was worse than the last time. So like, these were like 3 bloody stools at this point, and I had took pictures of them, right? And so I go to the doctor. The doctor checks everything once again and tells me that there's nothing wrong, and that if anything, my body is just stressed. So all of these have accumulated to the fact that I'm stressed. My heart is skipping beats, stressed. My body is the wrong temperature, stressed. I'm shitting blood, stressed. So then that stops, and then we get to last weekend. 2 weekends ago, 3 weekends ago. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've only been working a month and a half, and then I stopped drinking at work because of these issues that I've been going with. And I think maybe the weekend that I had this last problem, I may have had like a glass of wine, or like 1 shot of tequila, like in a cup with my sugary juice, because you know I don't do that dumb shit, that shot shit. I don't like that. So anywho, I'm at work or whatever, and I had gotten through the entire night of work. Hey, bless you. You okay? Bless you. So then the entire night of work or whatever goes by, and by the time I'm off work, once my body realizes I'm not working anymore, my hands cramp the fuck up, and I'm like stuck in this fuck ass position, and then my feet cramp the fuck up, and I'm stuck in this position too. So I'm like, I really don't understand. I really don't understand what the fuck the problem is, right? And so at this point, I'm like, this has to be chronic dehydration, because everything is like pulled in or like crunched up. My body is like tense as fuck, right? And so I haven't gone back to the hospital or anything to deal with it, because I'm like, all they're gonna tell me once again is that everything's fine and I just need to take better care of myself. And I'm just like, I'm drinking water. If you pay attention to my stories, I drink watermelon juice, I drink beet juice, I eat chia, hemp, flax, like it's fucking candy. I eat a fuck ton of vegetables. I have at least 4 smoothies of leafy greens a week. Like I eat better than I watch my grandmother eat, and my grandmother has literally 10 diseases and yet she's still fucking pumping. You know what I'm saying? Yes, she's in pain, but she's 60. I'm 23. I watched niggas like literally almost kill themselves in the club and just come back bussing the next day. Like they're fine. And I just don't understand what I'm going through. And not even that I don't understand. I do understand what I'm going through, to the points to where that like my body is like, take more care of yourself, do more, like on top of whatever it is that you're doing, maybe uncover the things that you didn't deal with throughout life. I've been saying for a while that I wanted to quit smoking weed, and so I think my body is fighting that. So I've only been smoking like roaches and like every now and again, only because I with quitting weed, I deal with extreme nausea and weight loss. And so to be easier on my body with the process of quitting, I smoke like I microdose it so that my body doesn't go through withdrawal or shock again, because you have to be easy on yourself whenever you put yourself in these positions, in these addictions, to ask your body nicely to not need it anymore. And the thing is I told my body whenever I first started smoking that I did need it in order to regular sleep. And now I want to sleep. I want to actually sleep, because I don't know if you know, but weed takes away your REM sleep, which is the point of dream, which is where you actually feel the most rested. And so a lot of people in the world are probably dealing with chronic fatigue, which is also one of the things that I'm dealing with, because I only feel like I sleep at this point whenever it's been like 2 or 3 days of me not smoking. And then I also wanted to talk about how heartbreaks are actually the fuck real, you know? Because like, I swear to God, my heart, I felt my chest. Like my body is very in tune with my emotional capacity. And so I whenever I feel stressed in conversations with people that I love, or when I feel like I have to let something go or let someone go in a situation that I really felt like I needed or wanted a part of me or my life, I feel it in my chest. And so for a second it really felt like my chest was falling out, and so I stopped acknowledging it. Like I'm telling you, I'm just gonna let it go. And I promise it wasn't relevant at one point, so it will not be relevant now. But the thing is there were several, that would be like lying to myself, because there were several points where I chose to continue making something relevant and creating something relevant in my life, and then to acknowledge the fact that it can't be anymore because all it does is hurt me. Felt like too much at the time. I felt like I had other things to deal with. And so because I felt like I had other things to deal with, my body was like, ahaha, bitch, you're gonna deal with this one though, because if you don't, you actually might fucking die. Like, I'm telling you, I'd never dealt with my heart skipping beats, my body being off temp. I'm dealing with my feet and hands cramped the fuck up. I'm talking like I don't even drink outside of work, right? I have a drink here or there. And I barely smoke in comparison to what I used to. I used to smoke, I swear, like eight blunts a day, right? And cigarettes, all of it. I used to do it all. And now all I do is every now and again I'll smoke a King Palm or like a paper with some weed, and drink wine, and my body is still breaking the fuck down because my body wants more connection with the pain that it has had to compartmentalize, and more cleansing of the pain that it's had to compartmentalize. And I just really wanted to like say that stress is real. Stress is real. It's a real last thing. You might not be able to see it, and you might not really know what it feels like, because it might feel like a lot of different things, but it's real enough to kill you, and it's real enough to cause you pain in a lot of different places. So yeah.